thought there was something else.
I have none. I have a scripture.
You got it?
He's talking about discipline. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 15. It says to think to think therefore upon her is perfection of wisdom.
Start 12 on the show.
6 and 12. It says wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. There's your favorite chapter. It says wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Yeah, she is easily seen of them that love her.
Hey, if you love to do the right thing, wisdom is always going to be there to guide you to that right thing, if that's always what you're trying to do. Because the right thing is wisdom.
Yeah, she is easily seen of them that love her and found of such as seek her. She prevented them that desire her in making herself first known unto them.
First Corinthians, don't get it, but 1 Corinthians 10, where it says, but well, with the temptation will make a way to escape. That's the choice of wisdom. Wisdom will show you that way to escape that you may be able to bear it. You know, you got it, bro.
Whoso seeketh her early shall have no great travail, for he shall find her sitting at his doors.
What is it? For knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, and the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You got it, bro.
To think therefore upon her is perfection of wisdom, and whoso watcheth for her shall quickly be without care. For she goeth about seeking such as worthy of her, showeth herself favorably unto them in the ways.
She goeth about seeking those that are worthy of her, for wisdom will not enter into a malicious soul. Okay, so you, I'll hold it earlier. Somebody can pull.
That's why Yahweh said, cast not your pearls. Cast not which is holy unto the dogs, and give, neither which is holy to the swine. You know, you want to give to those that are worthy. Okay. It says.
Hold on 1 second, bro. Yeah, just read that.
This is 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers. No, not that one.
No. It's
3. Oh, 2. Sorry, 2. Oh, yeah.
No. It's 10. It's 2 Corinthians 10, where it says, and casting off
every imagination.
It's right before that, at the top of that chapter. Check 2 Corinthians. It's right there with the newborn. Is that chapter right there? The sincere milk of the word?
Yeah, that's 1 Peter 2 and
yeah, so that was it. That was it. So I guess that was it. 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter 2. That's 2 Peter 2, my fault. 1 Peter 2.
Man, it's James.
Yeah. Yep.
Always
a trouble.
1 Peter 2 and 1.
Yep, that's the one.
Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and evil speaking, as newborn babe, desire the sincere milk of the word.
The basics, man. Correct your spirit, man. Get yourself right as far as accepting wisdom into you, and the discipline of wisdom that comes with it. That was the point. You go back, brother. The basics are those. It's gonna give you the list. You got it, bro. It's gonna give you the list.
It says verse 16, Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 16.
Yep.
For she goeth about seeking such as are worthy of her, showeth herself favorably unto them in the ways, and meeteth them in every thought. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline.
The very true beginning of wisdom is the desire to know where a boundary is, not to do it thou wilt. YOLO, you only live one, spirit. But knowing that there's a boundary to everything, and that you don't want to cross that boundary to get you jacked up with the Most High.
Right, because crossing that boundary, there are consequences that come with that. That's about what discipline is being about. You know, like in martial arts, it's heavy on discipline.
Yep.
You know, and if you don't have the right discipline, you can get your ass jacked up.
Yeah.
You know, your sensei is gonna, supposed to instill that discipline on you.
Yep.
You know,
and punish you.
Yeah.
Got it, bro.
Hey, the Lord, He chastens you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, he deals with us as sons. So anytime we go out of bounds, he chastens us, man. And that's love.
Yes, sir.
It says, and the care of discipline is love.
Yep. You care about it, man. Whatever, man. I ain't gonna. Nah, if you care for that, that proves that you love. If you have love for the Heavenly Father, or for the discipline, or like these NBA and whatever. If you want to learn to shoot, you got to go work on that.
Yeah.
And that's the discipline. I got to get up every morning at 5 a.m., be in the park, do my push-ups, sit-ups, running and whatever, and then have my shots up before school. No matter what, I got to do this.
Dedication, and discipline kind of hand.
And love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption.
And the keeping of her laws is the assurance of incorruption. Man, I get ran over.
Jay.
What about his hat?
It says, and incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High. You know? Incorruption, man. You know? And that's, you know, and you coming into that incorruptible state, that's the beginning of immortality, man. The reason why we're going to be immortal is because we're going to be righteous.
That's right.
And we're going to be incorruptible. Okay?
I had a preset. Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 verse 26. I'm reading down. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee. Yes. For the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. Was that one of the first chapters? Wisdom said that she would try to rock the way?
Yeah, Sirach 4.
Sirach 4.
4 and 17.
Sirach 4 and 17.
15 to 17.
The book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse
See which one, whichever it's at, you know.
17. At first she will walk with him by crooked ways.
No. Hold on. This is a little more. Start at 11.
11.
Yep.
Sirach chapter 4 and verse 11. Wisdom exalteth her children and layeth hold to them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life.
Yep.
And they that seek her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless.
Whoa. Read that last part.
Yeah. And wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless.
No.
Before that prior.
Yeah.
He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory.
Get Revelation 2. Revelation 2 and 25.
Revelation 2.
He that hold her fast
will
inherit glory.
Yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
Yeah.
Hold fast till I come. That wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time.
These scriptures, the understanding. Hold that. Hold on to that. These are precious jewels.
Right.
And it's a wise.
You know?
I want to expound on you. The wisdom is also knowing the times, meaning because of the prophecies.
Yeah.
So knowing that you ain't gonna be out there loosey goosey when it's time to tighten up. And this is the time of tightening up. That's why we're out here. I got it.
Go ahead.
Reading.
Revelation 2. Yeah.
But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
That's that glory.
Yeah.
You know? The Lord's gonna give you full power, man. How you gonna have authority over these other nations, man? after you were just subjected. You know, you was looked at as 3/5 of a man. You know, you come on, man. You didn't have no higher up position, you know, within this world.
But every time we did, what do? Get knocked back down.
Yeah.
You know, when Jake started to believe and Jake started to bubble in this society, believe in Esau, you get knocked back down lower than you were when you started. Yep. So obviously it's evident this is not our rest, as the scripture said.
I watched a documentary last night when brothers left about Michael Jackson. This guy, he was further away from righteousness because he died. You know, once he died, he was further away. You know, he couldn't be himself anymore. Yeah. So he was the worst in this, but the worst state of the man is worse in the beginning. You know, he went and got all them demons in the music industry put on him. Yeah. Now he's worse off. And even though he got all the wealth of the world, this glory will never fade away and it can't be tainted. And it begins with wisdom.
I got something.
Y'all got it.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8.
Yep.
And verse 13.
I was gonna call out.
Moreover, by the means of her, I shall obtain immortality and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me.
Yeah.
I shall set the people in order, and the nations shall be subject unto me.
The nations shall be subject unto me. Because we inherit the glory that Yahweh Shai has, and everything's going to be under him and subdued by him.
And it starts with the wisdom.
Go back to that, bro.
In Wisdom 4, it's Sirach 4.
Yeah, read that again.
Sirach 4 and 13. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless.
Real quick, Hebrews 3 and 14. For we are made partakers of Yahweh Shai, if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end.
Yes.
And what is our confidence? This truth.
Yeah. Enduring.
This is what we're holding fast right here, man. We're holding on to this truth, this wisdom. Okay?
We can afford to let go of everything else in this world.
Yeah.
But not this wisdom, man. We gotta get a good grip on this.
Yeah.
Foundation.
You know?
Sirach 37:26. A wise man shall inherit glory among his people, and his name shall be perpetual.
And aren't the names of the righteous men that are written in this book, aren't they perpetual?
You know,
anybody say the name David, the first David you think of is King David. You know? You start going into some of these names, you start to be like, oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. You know?
That's why I just read it, said we're gonna leave it an everlasting memorial.
Right.
That's what the scripture say in Ecclesiastes. The name is above precious oil.
And who are gonna be the real celebrities in the kingdom? The men of the Lord. 144,000. All right? I had a little bit more. God. Verse 14. I shall set the people in order, and the nations shall be subject unto me. Horrible tyrants shall be afraid when they do but hear of me. I shall be found good among the multitude, and valiant in war. After I am come into mine house, I will repose myself with her, for her conversation hath no bitterness, and to live with her hath no sorrow, but mirth and joy.
Hey, inside wisdom, mirth and joy is what it brings you to. That's why that 17th verse is going to come in.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Now when I consider these things in myself, and ponder them in my heart, how that to be allied unto wisdom is immortality.
Ally is like a friend, to be connected to him and joined with what wisdom is about. Yep.
I could keep going, but that was
Shit.
Okay,
Sure, there's something in there.
And great pleasure it is to have her. It is to have her.
Whoa, I like this. Start at the top of what you just started reading.
And great pleasure it is to have her friendship.
Hey, and it didn't say have a big booty chick with this and that, you know. It said, and pleasure is to have her, is to have wisdom. Hey, I love how Apostle Gabar says the feeling you get when you find the scripture that you've been looking for, or you discover the new meaning of something, or you connect something. That's damn near better than sex. The real pleasures of the world.
Reminded me of General, what's his name?
Yeah. But on the serious side of it, it really is that fulfilling.
Yeah.
You know, this woman is far better than anything you can get with a woman upon earth. So how wonderful is that to be able to share that wisdom with somebody that can receive it with that same pleasure and joy. That's how we receive it.
Hey, wisdom is faithful and true, man. All right, the woman of this world aren't. All right.
Think about it, man. He was right there. That's 8. Y'all look at something, or you still read? You still read, right? Okay, you got it.
And great pleasure it is to have a friendship. And the works of her hands are infinite riches.
And isn't that completely adverse to what everybody in the world thinking about? What does everybody in the world think about? Fleshly pleasure and worldly riches.
Yeah.
But we're talking, right? But we're talking about spiritual pleasure and spiritual riches.
Laying up your treasures in heaven, where
Moth
do not corrupt.
Yep.
You know, building up that spiritual bank account with Yahweh Shem Shai.
Right.
Not this worldly shit.
Hey, this stuff, it said where thieves do not break through nor steal, right? Where we're supposed to be, the treasure that we're supposed to be hoarding up for ourselves.
We always talk about why King Solomon was the most richest king ever.
Yep.
Because of the wisdom.
Yep.
He obtained all this riches and wealth, and all the nations looked up to him because of the
That's what
wisdom.
Solomon said, right?
Not because you know.
Go to 7.
Oh, you did. Well,
I was gonna say,
yeah,
that's why.
yeah.
It's on the right.
It's a bunch of it. It's a lot of it.
Yes, man.
I think the first 7 verses. Yeah, it's like the first few verses or something.
All right.
I prefer her.
Yeah, it's like 7, 8. Down there maybe.
Alright, I'll start at verse 6. No, I'll start at verse 7. This wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, and verse 7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me.
Yep. I prayed and understanding was given me. The wisdom, go ahead.
I called upon Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and the spirit of wisdom came to me.
Yep.
I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand.
Yeah.
And
everything else compared to this wisdom is like sand. Something just invaluable that you don't even think about. Too small to even measure.
He said all gold.
Care about. Even gold.
Gold.
Yep, gold,
what it
specks
said.
of gold. This is way more.
We compared gold to clay or something.
Rubies.
Yeah, it was Proverbs, I think 11. I was just thinking of where that was.
So what's so valuable about wisdom is internal.
Yeah.
It's not external, or it could be destroyed, it could be taken, it could be stolen.
It's empty.
It's infinite. Can't nobody take that from you. It's because it's in here.
That's what this devil fears.
Yep.
He fears that we have this wisdom of really who we are, and they fear that. They fear that we can go into this book and break down these mysteries that have been broken down for ages.
He's been he got people on this job trying to break this thing down so he can figure out how to manipulate.
You got lowly men with no college education. You probably got brothers in the truth that dropped out of high school. That's breaking these scriptures down that can, tell you
filled with wisdom.
filled with wisdom. Like we always talk about. It's brothers that ain't never went to a university but that could tell you how to heal damn near every ailment that you may have.
Right in the Hebrew.
Yeah.
You know, Syrian script, the Paleo script. You know, shit, they can teach these Bible scholars, man.
Yeah.
You know that the world reveres, man.
Apostle Gabar is he knows like the Italian, he knows the Latin, he knows a lot of languages.
I got a quick one. Back in Solomon 8, verse 8, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 8. If a man desireth much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjureth aright what is to come. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches, and can expound dark sentences. She foreseeth signs and wonders, and the events of seasons and times.
The prophecies.
I was gonna say, what's that in Amos?
Surely the Most High doeth nothing but revealing the secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
It is. So it don't matter what worldly educational background we have, that we have this righteous background with the Heavenly Father, meaning we were chosen before the womb to accept His wisdom and to make it prosper.
The Lord even said, you know, he had he kept his hidden from the wise and the prudent and gave it to the babes. You know, revealed it unto babes, man. You know, men in their youth.
We get this in 1 Kings chapter 3. I'm start verse 9. It said, give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? And the speech pleased the Lord Yahweh that Solomon asked this thing. Because when he was to be king, when he prayed to the Most High, he didn't pray for the type of king that he wanted to be. He had options. Yeah, which one do you want? You want infinite riches, or do you want wisdom? Yeah. He's like, let me get wisdom. And this is what the reply was. Verse 11. It says, verse 10 again said, the speech pleased the Lord Yahweh that Solomon asked this thing, and the Most High said to him, because thou hast asked this thing, asked of wisdom, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither has asked riches for thyself, nor has asked the life of thine enemies, but has asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee.
And that
you seen that, right?
That go over a lot of people's head,
Yeah.
you know.
Cause wait, isn't he Yahweh Shai? Isn't Yahweh Shai come?
Didn't Yahweh Shai come with wisdom and didn't break the law?
It's the same guy.
Yeah.
Cause that's the same guy, right? So he has the wisdom of Solomon with the righteousness of of only himself.
Of righteousness of being without sin.
Yep. It says, and if thou wilt walk in my ways, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. As we were saying, these are your schoolmaster to keep you in line and keep you in discipline. You want to make a point?
I was going to make a basically, when he said, give me a understanding heart that I may judge the people, what is allow me? What is another word for it? When we deal with the Alahayim, and you go through the list of definitions, what are the different definitions on there? Judge. Yeah. Basically, give me the wisdom so I could be a God over these people to judge between the matters of good and evil amongst the people.
That's the first one. Rulers, judges. Yeah.
That's why going back to the law, it says revile not the gods. Matter of fact, look that up. Revile not the gods.
In the blue letter, because you want that word for gods, right?
You want Elohim or
no.
revile not the gods?
Revile not the gods.
Go to that scripture and then go to that word. I'm pretty sure that same word will be there.
Yep.
Actually, well, you looking for it in Psalms 82.
Yep.
This is Exodus 22 and let's get the word.
Yeah, it's the same word.
It's Exodus, right?
Yeah, Exodus 22 and 8:28. Rulers, judges.
No, read the scripture.
Read the scripture. Oh, so like it. Exodus 22 and 28. Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people.
God.
When you looked up the word ruler, right?
Gods. Well, I'll go to rulers. Let me see. It is rulers. Nasai. The rulers. One lifted up, chief, prince, captain, leader. Let me see. Let me go down to the quick.
Which Yahushai, when it comes to the Alahayim, he is the ruler. He is the chief. You know, that was always his position. He was always the chief or the prince or the king, the top ranking member. All right, because that's the firstborn of the Most High.
This is the word ruler in the Hebrew what is it, lexicon?
The lexicon, yeah.
A prince, a general name used both for kings,
Which is a ruler.
and also of the leaders of particular tribes, used for instance as captains of the tribes. And who's the head of the tribes? Yahushai.
When it said thou shalt not reveal the gods, the word there is Alahayim. Right?
Alahayim, yeah, come.
Which means basically rulers or judges, powers. So when he asked for wisdom, and this was ironic, but when the serpent said to Eve, "You shall be as gods, knowing good and evil," he was right about that. He was right about that specifically. The lie was you ain't gonna die. That's why it says in Psalms 82, I have said that you are gods, you are judges, but you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. You see? So we're coming into that state again where we're being made like unto gods by getting this wisdom first.
Be able to rule. First our own house and our own selves, and then over the people.
Yep.
Sitting on the 12th throne, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Right?
Yep. I get Psalms 82.
Yep.
And start at the top.
Want me to grab any words from that?
You can look up that word God's there too.
Okay.
All right, yep. This is Psalms 82, verse 1. Yahweh standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods.
He judgeth among the gods.
Same word.
Same word. Now, when you look at the top of the margin here in the 1611, it says up at the top, judges are gods.
Yep. Because that tells you the concept of what's going on that page, right?
Yeah. So we are gods in the form of, judges, because we're going to judge the world. We're going to be sitting on thrones. So that means that we're going to have the wisdom to be able to judge the world.
We're going to return to our first estate.
That's it.
That's why the laws are going to be written in us.
That's the only way.
So we can be righteous to really, because look, I'll just quote it though, but in I believe it's Sirach 37, talking about a counselor. It said if you ask of a counselor, know what need he have before you ask him. We need all kind of shit, so we're not going to be able to just be clear to neutral to judge purposes. We're going to try to judge according to what we have need for. Because we need righteousness, we need understanding to truly judge it. That's why he's going to give us everything we need. We're not going to have. We're going to be able to be neutral when we judge. Truly fair. Esau can't be a true judge because he have a secret hatred. It ain't secret, but he has an inner hatred for us, a perpetual hatred for us. So he's never going to shoot straight down the line in fairness. The hell you people want equality for? You never going to get it from this man. He don't love you. He can't judge you like he judges his own people or even the other nations. He has a perpetual hatred for you.
Undying hatred.
second covenant is established, you know, the men of Israel, they're not going to have that tangling within spirit and carnality, that body, you know, like we have now. We repent, change the darkness, so it's a constant fight between the spirit and our flesh. You know, we won't have that in the kingdom, man. We just gonna be in the spirit 100%.
Yeah.
The whole time.
All the time. And that's coming from where we at. It's hard to fathom.
Yeah.
Man, like that we're never going to go off. We're going to be perfect in the eyes of the Most High. You know, that's a beautiful thing, and we're going to appreciate it so much more coming from the state that we're at right now.
Hey, how long will we be out here? How long will we be out here teaching if we didn't ever get tired and we never got hungry? And you know, we be out all night.
You be doing 24-hour days, man. Just teaching.
There was never an issue like that.
Yeah.
You know, but what did Paul say? Was it Paul? Yeah, he said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. That was him. That was Yahushua that said.
Yeah. Matthew 26.
Yeah. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay.
And he was saying that to his who was it? Peter and who was that fell asleep when he was going to pray in the Garden of Gethsemane? Their spirit. That was all of them. All of them fell asleep.
Peter, James, and
Peter, James,
Three of them.
Yeah.
Peter, James.
Yeah, and they were, you know, they wanted to stay up, but they couldn't, you know.
Spirit was too heavy.
Yeah.
You know, so we say all that to say, this wisdom is what gonna make us. This is the first level, I should say, of spiritual power. The first level of from where we come from to now was a miracle. The Most High gave us this. So this wisdom is gonna lead us to being gods upon earth, basically rulers and judges.
Because this wisdom is what is allowing us to wake up the elect. The elect is waking up through the wisdom of this truth.
Yeah.
You know, the words that we're speaking and seeing it come to pass. You know, it's not of us. It's of the Yahweh Shema Shai first and foremost, in these scriptures, which are wisdom.
Right.
Yeah, this is in a roundabout way. This is spiritual power.
Yeah.
You know, because this work. I mean, this work is contributing to this word activating in people that are gonna basically they're gonna start acting. They're gonna start to put their hands. You know, this is gonna basically change people's lives, man. You know, imagine how many brothers have been rehabilitated.
Right.
How many brothers that lived in certain lifestyles that they no longer live in. That's because this word, man, it does that to you.
It's a healer also.
Yeah.
This is the refreshing that they would not hear. This is the rest where they call the weary to rest.
Yeah. And it also says in I think it was when Apostle Paul, I think he wrote to the Church of Thessalonians, where he said that how this word it worketh effectually in you.
Yeah.
And when you look up that word effectual, I believe the word is energia, which deals with the operation, the power, the spirit, man. You know. So it's a blessed thing, man. This is spiritual power, man. You know, hey, this word, this wisdom is the kingdom. He said the kingdom dwelleth within you.
You are the temple of the Most High. The Spirit of the Most High dwelleth within you. But then the kingdom of heaven dwelleth within you. Within this wisdom.
It's the New Jerusalem coming down the door. That's the elect.
I got a little more on this. Verse 14, it says, 1 Kings 3 and 14, and if thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. And Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And he came to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Lord Yahweh, and offered up burnt offerings and offered peace offerings, and made a feast to all his servants. That was pretty much the point. And then what's funny, right after that, that's when the two women came. I was reading the next, that's when the two women came about the babies. You know, she had overlaid hers, and then whose baby is it? He used wisdom to judge that. I probably should have read it, but to judge the matter, the Most High. Is it at the end of that chapter?
And everyone marveled.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the chapter, did it say something about the wisdom that the Heavenly Father gave him?
Yeah, because it said the people were
Astonished.
Yeah,
They
astonished.
marveled at
fact that
the
he
the
made
wisdom.
wise
wisdom.
Let me get
decision.
it. Yeah, let me get it, bro. 1 Kings 3 again. Look down to the further end of the chapter.
And if it's not there,
Real quick, can I get this?
Yeah, you got it.
This is wisdom back in Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 20. It says, "Therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be in thrones," it's like if your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O you kings of the people, honor wisdom that you may reign forevermore.
Wisdom that you may reign forevermore. You know? And that's the wisdom of Solomon. So back in 1 Kings,
If Solomon would have never went off, if he would have never start worshiping those other gods, you know, falling through those women, he'd still
still be ruling.
he'd still be ruling right now. He'd still be in power right now, man. But you know, that wasn't, you know, the will of the Most High. It was supposed to go that way. It was going to be a split.
Solomon wasn't meant to.
It was going to be a scattering, like the Lord prophesied. All that had to happen by Solomon doing what he did.
Kingdoms have to come in. You know?
We had to go into the curses.
Yep.
Deuteronomy 28:68.
Four beasts was going to have to come and ascend into power for certain, you know, periods of time.
And the beautiful thing about those 4 beasts, about how righteous the Most High is, he gave them all a chance to rule. And know what? The consolation that Esau has, he had 3 kingdoms back to back. He had the Greeks, he had the Romans, then he went out of power, and we got a righteous, unrighteous rulership. And then he went back into power again until the height of his power, and we're in it now. He got 3 chances to rebirth. He got 3 chances to rule. Like back to back. Nobody ever had that type of time.
Never did it right. Every time.
Strikes you out.
The earth got super wicked each time.
It destroyed us more and more every rulership we had. Yep. Hey, with him, it's pulled us away from these statute laws and commandments to this day.
It was Jacob.
For what he did with Antiochus.
We wasn't this bad under the Persians.
Right.
We was still at least able to go. We was able to go and start building our temple.
We knew who we were.
We were still worshiping. How about you? Them damn Greeks. That was like, nah, take all that away. We're gonna burn up and destroy everything and all of them if they don't follow the commandment of the king.
He's an enemy of all righteousness.
Yep.
Romans
Power
just
righteousness.
followed the model of the Greeks to a degree, but more wicked.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. More personally wicked.
And with this reincarnation of the Roman Empire, wickedness is at an all-time high.
Spiritual now.
You know, they're doing the same shit back then, but on a whole different type of level. You know,
Technological level.
Yeah,
That's
hell
what I was gonna say, because in those other times, wickedness was more an act of something you did.
Yeah.
Now it's spirit. You know how much spiritual wickedness goes on in this place, in these times now. It's ridiculous the level, like that Jake with the damn cones, right? Soon we looked over at him, he was throwing up the horns and shit. Like, for real? That's how, you know, you that big of a demon?
Shit, even these cars is wicked. The cars you drive are wicked. The airplanes are wicked. These buildings are wicked.
Once they get past three stories, it's off.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to read this last verse. 1 Kings 3 and
This
28.
shit is all wicked, man.
Everything about it, right?
Everything around you is just wicked.
And the
Man.
more you look around,
You look at our woman, you see that extensive ass weave. That's wicked.
colorful ass hair.
The concrete that we walk on, the asphalt, is wicked. You know.
Hey, in other countries they don't have light signs. They are attempting to not get into accidents.
Bro, before you had palm trees all down the street, both sides, in the middle.
Cut it off.
Cut them off. Wicked. You know.
This is 1 Kings 3 and 28. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king. For they saw the wisdom of the Most High was in him to do judgment. Yeah, I knew there was something in that. Yeah, they saw the wisdom in him from the Most High to do judgment. We can't fuck around with this guy. He gonna discern it and see through it.
Yeah.
We can't pull one over on this guy. You know? Which is a good thing. Now,
We're gonna be on that level.
you done, right?
You know.
Back
Lord's
to
gonna put his elect on that level.
Govern the
Govern the earth.
Yeah, the body. You know, the 12, you know, Yahushua, King David, the 12, and the elect. You know,
Call y'all Sharala. All right, you right, man. Just go on, you got it, man. You got it. Ain't gonna be no disagreements no
yeah,
more.
it ain't gonna be no.
I'm gonna call the kings. You got something?
Yeah. 1 Corinthians 6:2. Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world?
Yep.
And if the world shall be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
Right.
Know you not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertaineth to this life? Bro.
And it's gonna be easy. It's not like we're gonna think like, oh, let's have a council.
Let's sojourn. What's the word? Let's adjourn until a week from today or tomorrow till we deliberate.
Like Apostle Paul. Oh, let's go to Jerusalem and ask the elders. No,
We're gonna execute it now, right here in front of us.
We're gonna have all the answers.
You know, fuck around, send a judgment to somebody's mind. They gonna either mind, they gonna figure it out. You know? Go back into that Sirach 4.
Sirach 4, I'll read 13 again. And he that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory. And wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and they that love her, the Lord doeth love. Whosoever giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. If a man commit himself,
you don't have to worry about being overthrown or nothing like that. Nobody overthrew Solomon; he overthrew himself. If you want, think about it that way. Go ahead.
If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generations shall hold her in possession. That means, you know, all the generations of Yashrala are going to be passed down through that wisdom. Verse 17. For at first she will walk with him by crooked ways.
Didn't it say, teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons? This shall be an ordinance forever, or something to that effect. Deuteronomy 4. Yep, you got it. Oh, it said, he that teacheth his sons grieveth the enemy. Yep, teaching what? This wisdom. You got it, bro.
And bring fear and dread upon him.
Start that line again at the top of that verse.
For at first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him. That goes back to discipline that we're speaking of, you know, before. That's that fear and that dread. You know, you don't want to have part in that fear and that dread, so you stay disciplined to the law.
You fear the commandment. Like the brother read earlier, Isaiah 62. Those that tremble at my word.
Repeating it all day. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Yeah, so you gotta have fear.
When the Lord gives you instructions, you're gonna tremble because you don't want to fuck up. You don't want to get it wrong. You know, and that's seeking out your salvation with fear and trembling. It tells you that even when the Lord asked for Noah to start building the ark, and he gave him the blueprint. He gave him, you know, this is the type of wood I want you to use. These are the cubits. These are measurements that I want. So the Lord was very particular with that. And the scripture tell you in Hebrews 11 that he moved with fear. Noah, he moved with fear, meaning he was like very cautious and was like,
I don't
want to fuck nothing up. I'm scared, and I believe what the Lord's gonna do. I believe he's gonna rain on this hoe. He's gonna flood this bitch out. So let me get this in order. And what he did, that's a foreshadowing of what the elect will be doing before the Lord shows up.
Going to work.
They will be preparing themselves, man.
This will be after the flood, Matthew 24 and I think 29. So, Matthew 24, 29. Somebody grab it.
Because Noah, what he did was a sign of the remnant. Basically, Noah and his sons were left as a remnant from that judgment. So just like the Lord's going to have a remnant that he's going to leave, that's going to be escape from this judgment. And that's the elect.
Right. You see it? Days 29.
What are you looking for?
Days of Noah.
Yeah. Oh no, is it further down or is that it?
I think it's at 30.
30, 33 maybe? A little further?
So in the days of Noah,
That's
like in the 40s.
37?
Yeah, 37.
Days at 37. It's like, the chariots is at 30, 29. You got it. You can read it, yep.
Matthew 24, 30,
37, 39.
I'll start at 36. But of that day and hour, no man, no, not the angels of heaven, no man knoweth. Okay, but of that day and hour knoweth no man. There you go. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day.
Shit people doing now. I didn't know how many women I seen with the little tiara or whatever that is.
Every week, bro.
Yeah.
Every week we see someone giving in marriage, you know.
They couldn't wait for the Vegas to open up to a point they can get married again up in here.
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
2/3, man, the rest of the people, particularly the 2/3, they're not gonna get it until it's too late. They wasn't moved with wisdom or moved with fear enough to escape the judgment. It said in 2 Timothy, shit, what did it say in there? It said, make thee wise until salvation. These people aren't going to be wise until salvation, like Noah was, and you know. And then we're
same thing with Lot too.
Lot as well.
Lot moved with wisdom. He darkened to the instructions of the angels, and he made it out of there. This woman, she disobeyed because wisdom didn't dwell in her, like Job 39:17. She's deprived of wisdom.
I got a script.
That's why her ass got turned into a pillar of salt, man. You know. Let me get this real quick. Sirach 44:17, it says, Noah was found perfect and righteous in a time of wrath. He was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore was he left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came. He was left as a remnant, that elect. You know?
I got something to go with that. Hebrews 11:7. By faith, Noah, being warned of the Most High of the things not seen as yet, moved with fear. Noah, being moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house,
which was wise. Which was wise. That's wisdom. Because he moved with fear. Go ahead.
By the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith.
The heir of righteousness which is by faith, and that's what we're working towards as well. We move with fear that we may be heirs through our faith.
I got something else. I got something. This is a Wisdom of Solomon 10 and verse 6. It says, when the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man who fled from the fire which fell down from the 5 cities. And that she is talking about wisdom. Yeah. It says, of whose wickedness even to this day, the waste land that smoketh is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit that never come to ripeness, and a standing pillar of salt is a monument of an unbelieving soul. For regarding not wisdom, they gave not only this hurt, that they knew not the things which were good, but also left behind them to the world a memorial of their foolishness. So that in the things this place would be. So that in the things wherein they offended, they could not so much as be hid. But wisdom delivered from pain those that attended upon her.
Delivered from pain.
From that death.
Yeah. And that's what we're setting up now.
Oh, 2 Ezra 9.